College is a complete scam, and I'm going to tell you why. And I just want to put out a disclaimer there that I do not want to discourage anyone from going to college. If college is something that you want to do, then you should do it. I'm just going to give some advice on how I feel is the best way to do it and the best way to get the most out of your money. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a little hair video, but it's not a hair tutorial. I'm just going to be doing my hair while I'm just venting and sharing my thoughts about college. I know that this may be a little bit controversial to some, and some people may not like what I have to say, but that's fine. If you disagree, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm always open-minded and willing to hear and listen to whatever anyone else has to say. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. But basically, I went to college. My initial major was health science with the intent of becoming a physical therapist. I've always wanted to be a physical therapist. And then I switched because come to find out that the health science major, you do 2 years of like basic coursework, and then the next 2 years is where they really go deep into the things specifically to prepare you for PT school. So in order for you to get accepted into college, you have to fill out an application after the 2 years. So I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, so what if I do these 2 years and at the end of the 2 years I fill out the application and I don't get in because only a certain amount of people they accept into the college. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to want to have to stress that much about just simply getting into a college. And by college I mean, so they had different colleges in undergrad. So they had the College of Liberal Arts or the College of Health Science or yada yada yada. So I didn't want to have to like spend my first 2 years of undergrad stressing about whether or not I'm going to get into the college. So I switched to psychology. I don't want to talk about it. I liked psychology because it helped me like basically become more of a people person and learn different behaviors that people exhibit and basically having more understanding of someone's behavior versus criticizing them for it. So it was good in a sense. However, as far as usefulness, I probably would have chosen something differently and then taken specific psychology courses instead of doing a whole major on psychology. So yeah, so I did that. I spent 3.5 years in undergrad and then I went to grad school. So that's it. That's my college experience. Regrets. Why I think college is a scam is basically you go to this place, you pay all this money, and you hardly get anything in return. A majority of the time, the only thing you get is debt. So you owe the government all this money, and on top of it, they're charging you interest. The interest isn't necessarily high, but if it's a lot of money that you owe, you're adding at least $3,000 every year to a debt. So it seems as if you're paying, but you're not paying, because you're paying and you're just basically paying into interest. You know what I mean? So when they tell you to pay the minimum, you don't want to do that because you're never going to pay it off. Never. So this video is mainly to help anyone in high school or any college freshman or anyone that is basically undecided on a major and just not sure what they want to do. So this is supposed to be a video of me doing my hair and I haven't even started yet. So I have like these basically 6 things that I didn't necessarily came up with, but I feel as if It is the best way for you to get the most out of your college experience. The first one is choose a major where you are guaranteed a job without having to do any further education. Of course, in most majors, you require some sort of extra education. You need a master's, or you need a doctorate, or you need to go to med school. So the government's going to pay the school money, and then the government is going to come after you after you finish school, and basically want their money. And they don't just want their money, they want their money back with interest. Even if you're going to go to school and you know what you want to do, and you know in order to do what you want to do, you have to get further education. So you have to go to grad school, you have to go get a master's, you have to get a doctorate. Yet you want to go to med school, you want to be a dentist, you want to be a veterinarian, right? So choose a major where you can still take the courses that you need. So if let's say you're going to go to PT school. Let's just use my example as an example. So let's say you're going to go to PT school, and you know you need specific classes, you need specific courses in order to get into PT school. So you want to choose a major that some of those courses are there, but at the same time you are able to add in any extra courses that you need, as well as the courses for the major. So you have the courses that are specific to the major, you have the courses that overlap with what you need for PT school, and then you're able to add in electives to get those other courses that you need to get into PT school. But you want to choose a major that you know you're not going to need. Like if you decide I'm not going to go to PT school, then you already have something under your belt to where you don't need to go and get a further education. Like you could easily either maybe get a certificate or take a couple courses and you're good to go. Computer science, nursing, engineering, accounting, finance, chemical engineer, economics, electrical engineer, basically engineer. Google works. It works for everything. And you can just Google. Even if you don't want to go to undergrad, you can easily also just go to a technical school and learn a skill and still make money. There are majors that it doesn't really matter, you can easily get a job, but it's not necessarily going to be a good paying job. Eventually you're going to have to go to some sort of grad school. So, second tip is make sure that you have scholarships. It's very easy to get scholarships, it's very easy to get grants. Don't always default to just loans. All of my debt is from grad school. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you it's like a lot of money. Get scholarships. Go to the school that's going to give you the most scholarships. If you don't have any money and if your parents aren't rich, they cannot pay for college, do not go to a private school. Not for undergrad, not for grad school. I don't care. They cost way too much money. They're overpriced and they don't offer barely anything that's even worth what they're trying to gouge your eyes out for tuition. My grad school was a private school, and I have regrets. I want my money back. Like, seriously, I want my money back. I'm not even joking. This is a side note, side tip thing, but if you're go to a HBCU. I 100% believe that HBCUs are just as good as predominantly white colleges. You get just as good of an education, and as long as they're accredited, nobody's gonna care that you went to a specific school. Like, go to an HBCU. I wish I did, but I got scholarship from this place, so was I going to turn that down? No. If you're African American, you're black, whatever you go by, it is important to go to HBCU. I think it's good for networking and it's good for your mental health. Predominantly white schools can be a traumatic experience, especially for people of color. So if you go to an HBCU and you like it, or if you don't like it, let me know. because I want to know. I've never been, but I've heard good things, and there are good HBCUs out there. Apply, and if you can, get a scholarship. If they're gonna offer you a scholarship, then go for it. If you live in the state where there's an HBCU and your state offers, like in Florida, they offer Bright Futures. So basically, it's an academic-based scholarship. If your academics is at a certain level, then they pay a certain percentage of your school. So you could end up with them paying 100% of your school. And that's in Florida. I don't know about any other state or if any other state offers that. But if your state does and they have an HBCU and it's not a private school, then I suggest you go to an HBCU. Wait, are HBCUs all private? Any school you go to, you want to make sure that you're networking. You want to try to break out of your shell. Meet as many people as possible. Make connections with people, genuine connections. Let me specify, make genuine connections with people, especially people with the same interests as you, especially if it's the same interest in terms of career, because those are good networking experience. And let's say that someone you know graduated a year before you did and they got this awesome job, and y'all are best friends, or y'all are really good friends and you guys connected well through college, and then you graduate and you need a job. And sometimes getting jobs, it's all about knowing someone or knowing someone that knows someone. You know what I mean? So networking is very important during college. Number 5, so if all else fails, get a business degree. You can do pretty much anything you want with a business degree. A lot of 9 to 5, like the idea of working in corporate America is becoming very rare, and a lot of people do not want to do it anymore. So if you're able to get a business degree and you have a talent, or you know how to do something, or you have a product that you can sell, it doesn't even have to be a physical product. It could be a something you can sell on the internet. Or if you're really good at social media, or if you're really good at branding, you're really good at drawing, you can create create your own business, making logos, making designs, making web pages. If you're really good at coding, then you have this business degree, then you can learn how to code, or you can, if you already know how to code, then try to get a job with coding. You know what I mean? Like, with business, you can do anything. You just have to have that mindset of being an entrepreneur, and you have to have the drive. Like, I know that sometimes college can be like stressful in itself, trying to make sure that you're passing your test, getting good grades, making sure you're staying above a certain GPA. But it's also really good to like create connections and just make smart decisions. Always think into the future, because it's worse than wanting to go back into the past and changing something. It's better to just think ahead and have an idea of how the type of impact that you want to make on the world and how you see yourself living your life. If you're happy with making $30,000 a year, then get a job that you're making $30,000 a year. Like, sometimes you don't even have to go to college to do that. You think you'd be happy making $60,000 a year. It all depends on your lifestyle and how you see yourself living your life. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to think into the future. Like, I know sometimes people are like, just think about now, think about the present. No, think into the future. How do you see yourself living your life? What is the type of life that you want to live? And then work from there. Also, don't stress college too much. Don't let college stress you out. Go have fun, but make smart decisions. People like me who are typically introverted, it's sometimes it's hard to break out of your shell and connect with people, but sometimes you just have to put yourself out there, and you have to be okay with getting rejected. The more you get rejected, to be honest, the easier it becomes, the more you get used to it. And the better you get it, the better you get at whatever it is you're trying to do. If you know for sure that this is something I want to do, then you keep working hard at it, and you'll realize from every experience is a learning experience. So even if you get rejected, take something from that experience. Like, okay, I could have done this better, so let's work on this. Or I could have did this, let's try this next time. Or I did this really good, so I'm gonna stick to this. You know what I mean? I'm learning how to enunciate. I'm learning how to speak different thoughts. I'm learning how to speak a thought on the spot, which is very hard for me. Sometimes I start mumbling and jumbling and stumbling all over my words. Yeah. So these videos are good for me to like kind of open up and just put myself out there and just learning to try new things and not being afraid to open up and not being afraid of what anybody has to say. Yeah, that is me. That's my college experience. And those are the 5 or 6 things that I think that you should know that would make college very beneficial and a worthwhile experience. Not everybody has to go to college, but if you do end up going to college, I think those are the things that you should definitely know. So yeah, that's what I think about college. It's a scam, but it could also be a pretty beneficial experience. So use them before they use you. You feel me? But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Is college a scam? Yes or no? Yay or nay? And if you have a difference of opinion, let me know. I'm always open and willing to hear what anyone else has to say, as I stated before. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and stick around to see what I'll be posting next week, maybe. Peace and hair grease. Bye.